Tonight, multiple major stories unfolding across the globe. A desperate search intensifies in Arizona, where investigators execute new search warrants in the mysterious disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. 2 weeks gone, and still no answers. A bombshell report out of Europe alleges that Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny may have been killed using a rare poison derived from a South American frog, a claim that directly challenges the Kremlin's official version of events. The fallout from newly released Epstein documents now shaking Hollywood, forcing one of the industry's most powerful executives to sell his company. Severe storms threaten millions across the South. Snow heads toward the Northeast, and a government shutdown battle raises concerns about travel disruptions nationwide. Plus, a terrifying mid-air engine explosion, a teenage hero rescuing a child from icy waters, and love stories unfolding at the Winter Games. This is your in-depth report. Let's begin. The search for Nancy Guthrie, 2 weeks. That's how long Nancy Guthrie has been missing. Overnight, law enforcement dramatically escalated their investigation. A SWAT team, forensic vehicles, FBI agents, and local deputies descended on a quiet Tucson neighborhood just 2 miles from Guthrie's home. Street after street sealed off, neighbors watching in disbelief. Authorities executed a search warrant at a private residence while investigators examined a gray Range Rover parked nearby. The SUV was photographed, processed, and eventually towed away for further forensic analysis. At one point, officers appeared to detain a driver for questioning, but officials later confirmed no arrest has been made, and still no sign of Nancy Guthrie. Investigators remain tight-lipped about what triggered this latest search. However, they continue urging residents within a 2-mile radius to review security footage from the days surrounding her disappearance. Previously released surveillance video shows a masked individual wearing gloves, carrying a backpack, lingering outside Guthrie's home. Authorities believe the backpack was a low-cost model sold at Walmart and are working to trace its origin. Even more significant, DNA evidence recovered at the scene does not belong to Guthrie or anyone known to have legitimate access to the property. That DNA could prove critical. Sheriff officials say they are actively working to eliminate potential matches or identify a suspect. Meanwhile, the emotional toll grows heavier for the family and community. Tucson residents describe feeling unsettled. Residents say incidents like this are rare in their community. Nancy Guthrie's daughter shared a powerful message online. "We will never give up on her. For now, hope remains, but time is critical." Navalny report and global tensions overseas tonight. A stunning development in the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. European officials now allege laboratory evidence confirms traces of epibadidine, a highly toxic compound derived from South American tree frogs, were found in his system. Epibadidine is considered an extremely powerful toxic compound with serious and potentially fatal effects. Navalny's widow says the findings suggest he may have been poisoned, an allegation that Russian officials strongly deny. The Kremlin denies the accusation. Navalny died while serving a 19-year sentence in a remote Arctic prison colony. He had previously survived a separate poisoning attempt in 2020, which Western governments have previously alleged was linked to Russian agents, a claim Moscow denies. The timing of this report is significant. As Russia intensifies its military campaign in Ukraine, Western leaders remain skeptical that peace negotiations are close. Intelligence officials suggest President Vladimir Putin shows little sign of ending the war anytime soon. The allegations surrounding Navalny's death add another layer of geopolitical tension and further strain relations between Russia and Europe. Epstein files shake Hollywood. The ripple effects of the Epstein files continue to spread, this time reaching deep into Hollywood and the sports marketing world. Casey Wasserman, one of the most powerful executives in entertainment, has announced he is selling his talent agency after emails surfaced showing suggestive exchanges with Ghislaine Maxwell, a longtime associate of Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for her role in Epstein's crimes. In a message to employees, Wasserman said he had become a distraction to the company. Several high-profile clients reportedly cut ties following the revelations. Wasserman says the emails were exchanged more than 2 decades ago, long before Maxwell's criminal activity became public, and insists he never had a personal or business relationship with Epstein. Still, the reputational damage appears significant. Despite the controversy, he will remain chairman of the 2028 Los Angeles Olympic Games Organizing Committee. The broader impact of the Epstein document releases continues to reverberate across corporate America, finance, politics, and entertainment. Severe weather and national impact back here at home. Severe weather is threatening millions. A powerful storm system is sweeping across the south, with tornado watches issued for parts of eastern Texas and northern Louisiana. Damaging winds, heavy rain, and isolated tornadoes remain possible overnight. The same system is pushing north, bringing accumulating snow to parts of the Northeast, including major metropolitan areas along the I-95 corridor. Travel disruptions are likely. Officials are urging residents to monitor local forecasts and prepare for rapidly changing conditions. Government shutdown standoff. Meanwhile, political tensions are escalating in Washington. A partial shutdown involving the Department of Homeland Security is now underway after lawmakers failed to reach a funding agreement. Democrats are demanding reforms to immigration enforcement policies, including requiring body cameras for agents, banning masks during operations, and mandating judicial warrants before arrests. Republicans argue such measures could undermine law enforcement effectiveness. Federal employees, including TSA officers, FEMA personnel, and Coast Guard members, are working without pay. If negotiations stall, the broader public could feel the impact through travel delays and slowed emergency response services. Mid-air engine explosion. A terrifying moment in the skies over Nigeria. A Boeing 737 cruising at 27,000 feet experienced a sudden engine failure. Passengers reported hearing a loud mechanical blast. Video later showed significant damage to the engine casing. The aircraft safely diverted, and all 80 people on board landed without injury. An investigation is now underway to determine the cause. Teen, hero, and human story. In Queens, New York, a 14-year-old is being praised as a hero. When a younger child fell through thin ice into a freezing pond, the teenager didn't hesitate. He grabbed a nearby safety ladder and pulled the child towards safety. Firefighters arrived shortly after, wrapping the child in blankets and rushing him to the hospital. Officials say quick thinking and bravery likely saved a life. Love at the Winter Games, and finally tonight, on Valentine's Day, moments of joy at the Winter Games. Team USA continues to shine, capturing medals and breaking records. But beyond competition, there were unforgettable personal moments. One athlete accepted a surprise marriage proposal moments after winning gold. An ice dancing pair who have skated together for over a decade now celebrate not only Olympic success, but marriage. Amid global tensions, political battles, and breaking news, reminders that courage, resilience, and love endure. That's our extended report tonight.